Welcome to the Aramaic Gospel Channel. My name is Steve Conover, and today we embark on a cool series about transhumanism, spirituality, and the evolution of human consciousness. So, before we get started, cheers. As always, Aramaic Gospel Channel is brought to you by Amped Coffee. People ask me all the time, Steve, what is Amped Coffee? Amped Coffee is coffee for people who need more than coffee and less than cocaine. So it's full of nootropics that help your brain create chemicals that allow you, if you're able to get into the alpha state, the state of consciousness that Jesus called water, baptism of water, then you will enjoy the coffee. If you want to try it, just reach out to me. Let me know in the comments or an email or on Facebook or wherever you're seeing this. That's cool. I'm in my podcast recording studio. The walls are not complete yet, but we're getting there. Got my cool music backdrop behind me. But let's get started on transhumanism. So Facebook made a bunch of news recently about changing the corporate name from Facebook to Meta, which is short for metaverse. And a bunch of folks in the spiritual community, in the truth-seeking community, in the religious communities, all got their panties in a wad. And became fearful of the evil metaverse. And there's all kinds of videos on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram on how evil the metaverse is going to be, and that people are going to be putting on their Oculus virtual reality goggles and getting lost in this virtual reality that will somehow affect them in a more negative way than the current virtual reality world that we live in every day is affecting them. So that's where we're going to start today. This is going to be a multi-part series. Hopefully I can get Carrie Husband in on one, and maybe Alec Martin and a few others, Jim Hobbs, to discuss this, because I think it's really, really important. We're at a not a breaking point, but a crucial point in the evolution of consciousness. And this is just another phase. And it's going to be more intense than the first phase, but the first phase, trust me when I tell you, you guys are okay with it. You guys are okay with the first phase of transhumanism. So what does transhumanism mean? Because somehow we're going to pretend like humans have always been, the physical avatar of a human has always been the way it is now? I don't think so. Even looking at the archaeology that we have, humans have been in many different forms, shapes, sizes. Their diets have changed. Their heads have grown. Their brains have grown. Their ability to be sentient has changed. Knowledge of good and evil coming with third density 25,000 years ago or so has changed. Maybe even 75,000, but that's really not important. But the point is that transhumanism, the evolution of the human avatar, is nothing new. So what are you saying, Steve? We should put computer chips in our brains? I don't know. If you want to do that and experience that, go for it. I can't impinge on your free will to do such a thing. But what I can tell you is the first phase of transhumanism, you all, if you're watching me, you're okay with it. How do I know that? Because this is it. The first phase in the modern transhumanism is cell phone technology. And your ego, especially your spiritual ego, is going to tell you that somehow holding that in your hand and being connected to all the technology on the planet, and through that technology, most of the humans on the planet, somehow your spiritual ego is going to tell you that that's different than installing a small version of this on your head to do the very same thing. Again, I'm not saying you should do it. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm just shining a light on the fact that the first phase of it, for most of us, has been kind of enjoyable. So between now and the next chapter of this, I want you to just meditate upon that. The next part of this is intentionally going to trigger you a little bit. And that's what I do. And my backdrop's trying to fall down on me, but that's okay. But that's what I do. And that's okay too. So, oh, it's the other side. Okay, cool. So, like I mentioned earlier, the spiritual ego does some stuff with us that is really, really slick. And if we're not aware of it, it will run our lives. So those of you who follow me on Facebook, I posted this morning that until the subconscious becomes conscious, it will run your life, and you will create a boogeyman to blame it on and to make you feel better than the boogeyman. My friends, that is spiritual ego. Because there is a great truth that when we're analyzing subjects like this in our daily walk, there is one great truth, and that great truth, there's more than one, but this one is pretty significant, and it's what Jesus told the woman at the well, that there's nothing going on outside of you that's not going on inside of you. And the only way that you can become an observer of that is to get completely free of your egoic self, the idea that you're a human, that you're in a body, self, space, and time. And until you get completely free of that, you don't have the ability to observe fully that. And that egoic nature is not bad. It's not good. It is what allows us to have the experience that we're currently having and all future experiences. I hate to break this to some of you, but the ego is not going anywhere. The ego is your user interface to your experience outside of oneness, outside of the experience of being free of self, space, and time. Now, many will say, and especially in the world we live in, I can't get there. I've tried meditation. I've tried conscious breathing. I've tried all these things and I just can't break free from it. And that's okay. That should actually be something, I don't want to use the word, comforting is not the right word, but at least you're aware of what is running the show. And this is why we've been given things, and many of you will have a problem with this, but it is what it is. You're going to see over the next 5 years the role of psychedelics in the evolution of human consciousness come to the forefront just as much as the metaverse. So we have Jesus referred to them as angels or messengers of the earth. They are second density messengers, teachers, and they will. So here's the thing, and many of you right now, your spiritual ego is really coming up, and just feel it. Just feel that, because with the right guidance, you will break free completely of your humanness. And you will experience, as Jesus told the woman at the well, the spiritual realm as reality without any attachment to your humanness. Steve, what does this have to do with transhumanism? This is what we're going to wrap up with today. So the idea, well, let me just tell you this. I've been completely free of self, space, and time many times. I have put on virtual reality goggles, and I've experienced the best of that technology, and it is artificial intelligence, and it's boring. It's boring, guys. Compared to the experience of the spiritual realm as reality, it's a joke. But see, I can't make you see that. I can point you to an experience that once you have the experience, and it's not just through psychedelics, you can do it through meditation. But there is a reason why monks go live on the top of mountains in the Himalayas to do it. It's very difficult to break free of your egoic human nature in the world you and I live in. And that is on purpose. That contrast at this point in the evolution of human consciousness is necessary. It's dense, it's heavy. And guys, the metaverse is just another flavor of it. It's no different than your cell phone. It's no different than your Roblox or your Call of Duty or whatever that you get lost in now. Endless scrolling on TikTok, whatever, it doesn't matter. Guys, it's all the stuff that keeps your egoic nature entertained. But here's why I think this is so important to us. Because like I said, once you experience the real deal, once you can view the incarnation from outside of the incarnation, from the eternal place, all of this becomes just clouds that go by you. And you lose the desire to reach out and grab them. And it doesn't matter whether it's the metaverse cloud that flies by, whatever the cloud is that's going by you. Once you experience the true spiritual realm as reality, because we've all experienced the spiritual ego's version of that. and yet we still grab onto the clouds as and don't just observe them going by. Not only that, we as the clouds go by, we grab them. We get a little embroidery machine, and we embroider devil, boogeyman, bad, evil, duality, all these labels, all these concepts. But those of you who have experienced the spiritual realm as reality no longer have a need for concepts when you're walking in the Spirit, as Romans 8 tells us. So today I'm going to close with that. I'm also going to tell you all about another cool product that I am endorsing and I'm an affiliate of. These are gummies. And those of you who know my story know that we adopted 3 kids out of foster care that came from a very ugly situation, that all have PTSD, attachment disorders, and are pre-bipolar. And one of them, my daughter, who's 11, she's been in my house now for 8 years, over 8 years. And until recently, she had not gone more than a day without a PTSD meltdown, which usually ended up in a screaming fit, not crying, screaming fit for hours. And I can tell you that we've tried a lot of things, and a lot of things have helped a little bit. But she's been using these gummies for the last now 9 days, and she has not had one for 9 days. And I'm not going to talk about what's in them publicly, but if you want to reach out to me and talk to me about it, and we'll figure out if it's right for you, that's awesome. But I'm not an affiliate in many things, but the amped coffee and these gummies, very, very impactful with the denseness of consciousness that we're all walking in right now. We'll just leave it at that. So I invite you to meditate upon what we've talked about today, about what is transhumanism, the idea that it involves the word human should be a clue, that it's the evolution of the ego, not of who you truly are, which never changes, which is why you need to break free of it to experience that. But meditate upon that. And I will try to get one of my cohorts on with me next time. And we will go deeper and deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole. But it's an exciting time to be here. It's an exciting time to witness, to observe, and more importantly, it's an awesome time to get away, experience the spiritual realm as reality, and then come back and bring heaven, spiritual realm, to earth, the current density, the will of the Father. I love you all. I pray that you're having an awesome day. I look forward to speaking with you and seeing you soon. Peace out.